All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Seahawks in tonight's video. The Sam Darnold contract is not bad in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. The trade was not bad in any way, shape, or form. Yet, for some reason, I've never seen the Seattle Seahawks talked about more in my entire time covering the NFL. We've talked Seahawks for like 4 years now, 3 years now. And it's in a negative light. And it's because of Sam Darnold. People are saying it's a head-scratching move. I was reading the Bleacher Report article just now. Big WTF move was Seahawks swapping out Geno Smith for Sam Darnold. It feels like the Stafford for Goff trade to me, as far as feels like a perfect trade. Seahawks got better. Seahawks got what they want. Raiders got better. They got what they want. I don't know why people hate it. Sam Darnold's literally 27 years old. It kind of feels like the Baker Mayfield thing as well, where Baker got tossed around the league, kind of gets rejuvenated with Tampa. They end up being the last couple of years a really good team. And just by the way, if the Bucs had with the new Baker, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if they had the Seahawks defense, they'd be playing in some pretty big playoff games, and they already are playing in big playoff games. The point is, all of this, I think it's just because it's March 28th and people need stuff to talk about. And hey, Sam Darnold is now a Seattle Seahawk move. Let's nitpick it. Here's an excerpt from Kevin Patra of NFL.com. I'm not trying to rag on these guys. Even with the favorable contract and the projected fit in Clint Kubiak's offense, I still don't like Darnold in Seattle as the centerpiece of a transition. Replacing Smith with Darnold is like substituting prosciutto with tavern ham, which tavern ham's really good, by the way. Darnold is going from the cushiest of offenses with a sublime play caller in Kevin O'Connell, a catch machine in JJ, good secondary options in Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson, which, by the way, TJ Hawkinson was injured for the first 5 or 6 games of the season. Minnesota didn't lose a single one of those. And solid, if unspectacular, blocking. Their star left tackle, their franchise left tackle, got injured in week 8. Week 7, their interior offensive line was horrible. It was not spectacular blocking in any way, shape, or form. If anything, it was the coaching on display in Minnesota with the offensive line. But not to say they don't have talent, but you get what I'm saying here. Just to finish off that excerpt, the interior blocking wasn't good in Minnesota, but it was a head and shoulders better than what Smith dealt with in Seattle. So I don't know, man. Darnold's on a contract that's kind of like a 1 year, $37.5 million deal with an option for a second year that would make it like a 2 year, $64 million contract. I think by the time Darnold's contract is over in Seattle, when he's about to get re-signed, because he is the quarterback of the future, with a defense like this, we'll talk about JSN in just a second. It's head-scratching to me that this is viewed as a head-scratcher. But Darnold was a top 10 QB last season, touchdown percentage, passing yards, yards per attempt, first-time Pro Bowler. He reunites with his offensive coordinator in San Francisco from 2023. I like it a lot. Saw another one too, PFN, ranked the Seahawks 18th in power rankings, which honestly isn't even that bad. The Seahawks are betting big on Sam Darnold, hoping his 2024 season wasn't just a fluke. They didn't do much to improve his situation, though, as MVS was the only notable receiving addition after DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett departed. In that scenario, Cooper Kupp does not exist. All right. Also, I just wanted to keep in mind, as far as with the wide receivers or even the tight end room for, and you guys got some real nice guys. AJ Barner had a really intriguing second half of the season last year. Noah Fant also could catch a football. I don't think Seahawks tight end, is really a round 1 or round 2 priority, but they've got 5 picks in the top 100. One final one, not to rag on these guys, but Gilberto Manzano of Sports Illustrated gave the Seahawks a D+ for their free agency grade. I think what a lot of people forget in this situation, and Seahawks fans certainly don't, which, by the way, Cooper Kupp's a member of the Seahawks. Right? If Cooper Kupp plays over 15 games, and I know that's an if because he hasn't been able to do that for a couple of seasons, but if Cooper Kupp plays, I'd say even over 14 games this upcoming season, he probably outproduces DK Metcalf with Sam Darnold. But JSN just became a Pro Bowler. 100 catches, 1,130 yards in 2024. Non-Seahawks fans were a little confused why DK Metcalf was traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, if you watch the Seahawks last year, the best wide receiver on the field for all 17 games, and it was obvious in week 1, was JSN. JSN's an absolute stud. He's an absolute stud. And he even had a good rookie season 2 years ago. But the future of the wide receiver room is with JSN. And so here's the scenario, right? Because I've seen a couple of mock drafts where like Marcus Golden goes to Seattle in the first round. They're gonna draft a rookie wide receiver at some point, whether it's first round, second round, third round, whatever. And he will have hopefully an impact as long as they evaluate and scout their guys. But the point is, the offense next year for Seattle will be some type of running back or combination with the running back room of Ken Walker and Zach Charbonnet, and then tight end room. We'll see what they do. But your wide receivers would be JSN, Cooper Kupp. You'd have MVS, you'd have Jake Bobo, and then a guy like Marcus Golden. So in my opinion, here's my take. Here's my hot take for the day. Right now, you're seeing so much rhetoric of why Seattle is stupid. They're stupid. Why Sam Darnold? Why Cooper Kupp? These are two weird moves that don't complement each other. I guarantee you, if the Seahawks go out there and get a dude in the draft, a guy like Marcus Golden, the narrative will immediately change, starting probably on May 1st, of, ooh, watch out for the Seahawks. Are the Seahawks the dark horse for the NFL next season? Look at Sam Darnold's new offensive weapons in Seattle. Marcus Golden, Cooper Kupp, JSN. Is something brewing in Seattle? Like, that's what I'm saying, man. The media will change literally in 1 month. So Seahawks fans aren't freaking about your wide receiver room, especially after maybe before the Cooper Kupp move, but after that, definitely not. And now the MVS moves like kind of like a nice complimentary piece, a little bit of a back pocket. My former Green Bay Packer guy, he gives you an explosive play a lot, once a game. And then the biggest concern is the offensive line. And I totally understand this for being a little bit wary of not necessarily Darnold, but the Seahawks in general, because your GM, he loves to make comments on guards. And he's right in theory. They just haven't done a good job at getting the guy, right? They haven't done a good job at evaluating some of these offensive guard talents in the NFL. They struggled mightily last season, but I do think bringing in you guys got like 5 new offensive coaches. I think when you bring in a new experienced coaching staff, that even if the offensive line stays the same, they should get better without big time roster moves. Upgraded coaching staff should make a very big difference. And then you've also got guys like Satoa, Christian Haynes entering year 2. Olu, I know, not everyone loves him, and it's been a shaky first 2 years, but I kind of think that I remember when you guys got Olu, that was a big deal. I think when you drafted him, the thought process is this might take a little bit of time, right? This one might take some time. And so I'm not really freaking out about the offensive line. I think Kubiak's scheme is offensive line friendly as well. And they'll take a guy, man. They'll take a guy in the second round. They'll take a guy in the third round. I'm not freaking out yet about their offensive line, all right? That's it for tonight. Kind of a random just video on a Friday night. I hope you enjoyed it, but hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. And guys, give me your unbiased grade on the free agency for Seattle thus far. Give me a draft 1 target you got for the Seahawks. Give me anything you want to drop. I love reading them. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you soon. Peace.